American Express adds a new Rose Gold card, Wells Fargo might be cooking something up, and we are seeing new rules for Amex cashback cards. This and more in today's update. Big favor, give us a thumbs up to help the algorithm, that way people that need to see this can see this, and if you know anyone else that might benefit, share this with them. First up, over on the business channel, we did a deep dive into all the changes for the American Express Business Gold. The opinions seem to be pretty mixed. Some people hate it, and I get why, and others like it because they think it's a level up. The too long didn't watch is that the card is going from a $295 annual fee to a $375 annual fee. An 80% increase, about 27.1%. At the same time, they are changing up the multipliers and adding credits. For example, $155 for Walmart Plus, which is the same as the Platinum. Main draw is free deliveries from the store and free shipping with no order minimums. You also get 10 cents off per gallon at some gas stations and Paramount Plus. If you already have the Platinum card and you don't know anyone else that wants this, then you probably would value this at $0. Also, what feels a bit less tangible, but your mileage may vary. The more useful one is $20 per month that works with FedEx, Grubhub, and office supply stores. This totals $240 per year. On paper, I think it is a bit better. With the update, it's $375 with $240 in credits, so a $135 effective annual fee. Before this, it was just a $295 annual fee with no credits. On one hand, I definitely understand that coupon books can be annoying. Still though, I think that this change makes it more approachable for non-super users. We also are seeing a changing of the guards for some of the multipliers. Shipping is probably the biggest L. Looking at the comments, a lot of you seem to be burned by this, so not ideal for team shipping. If you did recently get the card, I'd wait out the full 12 months before you cancel. Main reason is because you don't want it to be interpreted as you abusing the intro bonus. The last thing you want is to have the intro bonus clawed back or to end up in pop-up jail. On the good side, they are keeping advertising as well as gas stations, and they are broadening tech providers. Before the change, it was a specific list, and if it wasn't on the list, you'd be screwed. They are broadening this, meaning that you can shop at more places and still get 4x back. The last major change is that they are adding Rose Gold, and it seems to be the same exact color as the Personal Gold. Deeper dive on the business channel if you want to check it out. If you have the card, you'll be charged a higher annual fee if your renewal is on or after February 1st, 2024. So if it's coming up in a week or two or in December, you should be fine for that lower annual fee. If you don't have the card, you can lock in the lower rate for 1 year, given how the timing works. You still get the perks and the other multipliers, but the card does have to make sense. This is very much a workhorse card where you have to spend enough money. Also, if you are looking for a new shipping card, the Chase Ink Preferred is probably your best bet. They currently have a 100k intro bonus and it's a lower minimum spend requirement than before. You're getting 3x Chase points on the first 150k in combined spend with a big category, which includes shipping. On that note, if you want to learn about cards, whether these two or pretty much anything else, and you want to support the channel, we do have links on the website, asksebi.com, and also down below in the description box. Make sure the cards and offers are competitive, but otherwise it is a huge way to support the channel, so thank you guys in advance. A lot of people are also wondering whether the American Express Gold is due for an update. Initially, I thought not because didn't they just change it? But if you look at the timetable, it seems pretty reasonable. So for example, for the Platinum, they did an increase in 2017, and then 4 years later, in 2021, they did another update. Even though it doesn't feel like that long ago, it's already been 5 years for the Gold. 2024 is 6 years, which seems pretty reasonable. If I had to guess, and this is a boring answer, probably a $325 annual fee, which is $75 more, a 30% increase, and then they add in Walmart Plus and probably $10 per month for streaming. That'd be $360 in credits and also Walmart Plus for a $325 annual fee, which makes sense. If they want to spice it up a bit, they could add a $100 credit for the hotel collection. I'd be curious what you guys think, whether there's an update next year because it's been 6 years, and if so, what credits will they add, and also which ones do you want them to add? Speaking of changes, Wells Fargo is entering the arena. Whether it works is another question entirely. CJW on Flyer Talk mentioned that they are adding point transfers to the autograph. Effective November 15, 2023, point transfers will be an option. At the moment, we don't really know which partners they're going to tap, but having more options and competition is better. Same with how when Capital One entered the arena with their transfer partners, it was a net positive. One potential comparison point is going to be Bilt, which is run on the Wells Fargo network. Bilt has some pretty good transfer options. One big highlight and also one of the most valuable currencies right now is American. As of filming, Bilt is the only current transfer partner other than Bonvoy and hotel programs to American. They were a temporary option for Citi, but it felt a bit more like a shutdown special. Bilt also has Hyatt, which is great for economy and also aspirational stays, and a lot of people would consider Hyatt one of the best options for Chase points. Obviously, Bilt and Wells Fargo are technically separate, but I think even if they add one of these partners, it's going to be a good thing. Wells Fargo hasn't really compared well to JP Morgan since 2019, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Even if you are someone that's not a fan of Wells Fargo, would you consider getting one of their cards if the intro bonus was high enough? Your mileage may vary, but might be worth a 1-year test. On the note of getting rewarded for trying something, Moomoo is giving up to 16 free stocks. They offer free trading and access to level 2 data. If you sign up and deposit $100, you get 5 free stocks, $1,000 is 15 free stocks, and $5,000 is 15 free stocks and either a share of Tesla or Google. Just maintain the asset average for 60 days and you're good. Moomoo is a registered broker-dealer with the SEC and regulated by FINRA. They're also a member of SIPC, meaning that you're covered up to $500K, including $250K for cash. Link down below if you want to check it out and get up to 16 free stocks. Another fast deal is American Express and Amazon. They do have a targeted promotion where you get 40% off, max of $60 when you use MR points on Amazon. It is targeted and you have to buy stuff from Amazon for it to work. For example, AirPods are fine here given who it's sold by. Optimal strategy here is to use 1 point to cover 1 cent to trigger the discount. So here we're getting 40% off, hitting the max of 60, and when you look at the reward points, you're only losing 1 cent. Link down below to check if you're targeted. Also, let me know what you're picking up, if anything. The last topic is back to American Express, where they are adding more rules. I did see this over the weekend and I debated making a video, but when I tried to replicate it, it just didn't work. On Sunday, I was looking at the Wayback Machine to try to catch the change, but didn't see anything. Mandy's guess was that someone shipped production code on a Friday, which a lot of people would not recommend doing. Okay, so what are the rules and what's the optimal strategy? We're seeing this on the Blue Cash Everyday, the BCE. You may not be eligible to receive the welcome offer or intro bonus if you have or have had this card, the Cash Magnet, the Blue Cash Preferred, or the Morgan Stanley Blue Cash Preferred. It gets even more interesting because we're just seeing it on this card. Looking at the terms for the Cash Magnet, which was on the list, they don't mention any of the other cards. Kind of similar to the Blue Cash Preferred, the BCP, they only care if you have the Morgan Stanley BCP. No mentions of the BCE or the Cash Magnet. Over on the Morgan Stanley BCP side, it only mentions itself and not even the regular BCP. Some people might interpret previous versions of the card as the BCP, but in practice, that hasn't been the case. So for example, on Reddit, Bone Dog ended up testing this out. They previously had the card and closed it, and even though they applied for the Morgan Stanley BCP, they did not get a pop-up saying that they were ineligible for the bonus. They even confirmed with a rep that they were eligible. Also a reminder that you might get the pop-up for other reasons. This can obviously change in the future, but as of filming, it seems like you can go from the BCP into Morgan Stanley BCP. Expanding on this, what would be the mapping for the 4 cards? So given the rules in play, it's pretty much a logic problem. You'd want to do the BCE, the Blue Cash Everyday first, because it's the most restrictive. After that, you'd want to do the BCP because the Morgan Stanley BCP can mess it up. After that, you're free to get whatever you want. Depending on you, it might not even make sense to get the Cash Magnet. And to be fair, even though this is the optimal strategy, the cards still have to make sense. So for example, I've never gotten any of these cards. For me, I ended up going down the airline, hotel, and MR point pipeline, and that worked better. At the moment, even though I am technically eligible for these intro bonuses, there's an opportunity cost. It doesn't really make sense for me to close out a Hilton Aspire or a Bonvoy Brilliant in order to get an intro bonus. I personally value the free nights from those cards a bit more, given that they're a subsidized way to do some pretty expensive stays. If I didn't want to go to aspirational destinations, then that'd be different. Obviously, your mileage may vary, but that's the cool thing about cards. It's a choose your own adventure based off what you like and what you care about. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, asksevy.com, and down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a blue circle emoji in the comments down below for the whole BCE, BCP thing, and I'll try to heart it and also respond. A few questions for you guys. What are your thoughts on the business gold? And what do you think Wells Fargo's up to? Also, do you think we'll see more rules with other American Express cards? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favorite, thumbs up, share this with a friend, but otherwise, hope you guys liked it. See you next time.